Family members of Nathaniel Smith tell us he was taking a trip down to Florida with friends, leaving Liverpool on Saturday. North Carolina State Police tell us just before 6 a.m. on Sunday, the car went off the road and struck a tree.
We know that the driver, who my nephew was not, was speeding and hit a tree, which caused the car to be split in half, and my nephew was ejected from the back seat of the car.
Police tell us the other passenger is a teenager from Phoenix. The driver was a 21-year-old from Massachusetts. According to Glennon, the two others have been discharged, but Nathaniel is still fighting for his life at the ECU Medical Center in Greenville.
Right now, he's in a medically induced coma in the ICU department. He has a fractured spine, a fractured skull, a shoulder fracture, and his foot is crushed.
His aunt tells us Nathaniel also has bruised lungs and internal bleeding, but Glennon says there have been some improvements.
The swelling on his brain has improved a little bit, and it's all just every day is a different thing with different information.
Glennon says they are doing what they can to support Nathaniel from home.
We started a GoFundMe page. Nathaniel works at the Olive Garden in Clay, and they're doing a fundraiser there. And just some local businesses that our family is attached to have done some different fundraisers and things like that to help.
They don't know how much his treatment will cost. A GoFundMe has raised over $6,000 so far. Glennon hopes things will turn around soon and Nathaniel can return home.
He is a sweet, kind, caring young man. He would give anyone the shirt off his back.
Several hours just a little bit ago at the beginning of rush hour in an intersection that's already busy. It's where Micron, right near where they're planning to move in. And drivers I met say they're up for the tech company's big promise to become a reality, but there needs to be a plan to regulate traffic on that already busy stretch of road.
Mark and Gina LeBeau are out in this area where Route 11 and 31 meet every week for something.
31, Route 11, all the way to North Syracuse and all the way to Clay. This section here is the worst.
Rick Schufenecker spends the work week commuting through here.
How many years have you been driving around this intersection and around this general area?
For about 40 years.
But he's also got his preferred alternate route if the traffic is heavy.
I take the thruway to get to Cicero, to where I'm going, instead of coming through 31.
So you would rather use an easy pass than go through here?
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot quicker.
As Micron moves closer to delivering on its $100 billion promise, it's looking for more than $280 million in tax breaks to do it. While they promise to use local labor and employ thousands eventually, that means more cars on central New York roads, around 4,500 more just for construction of chip fabs 1 and 2. Micron says they're looking at 6 different points of entry to get cars in and out of their site.
I'm really looking forward to see the changes and the opportunities that are going to come for people and jobs, and we just need to help the community adapt.
You want to see what Micron's got?
For sure.
Yes. I think the benefits are going to be great.
Town of Clay Supervisor Damian Ulatowski talking to us last week as we featured the area in our Your Town series. He says change is coming, but the integrity of what makes the area special shouldn't.
It still today has that same feel, that suburban feel and the rural. And we want to preserve that as much as we possibly can.
You just might have to leave a little earlier to get to work.
Even Micron people?
Yes.
And it seems there's an agreement here on 2 things. That intersection we just showed you is already busy, and that Micron's bet on central New York will hopefully, many drivers say, outweigh any traffic headaches to come.
Developmental Center is set to be demolished at the start of next year. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulkey.
I'm Megan Coleman. That center was abandoned in 1998 and has been a hub of crime and vandals ever since, resulting in many neighbors getting security cameras. The eyesore property was bought by the Albanese organization in 2020. The president of the company says he's excited to be working on this project.
It is a very important project for a few reasons. One is there's a severe shortage of housing throughout the country and specifically New York State.
But just who is Albanese? Can neighbors trust them to transform this property promptly for a set price tag? Allure Lagarde has a new perspective for us tonight.
Albany has worked on countless projects. Syracuse might be one of its biggest, and leaders in others in their work are singing the company praises.
In 2011, a rundown piece of property on Long Island, much like the Syracuse Developmental Center, was in the discussion phase of revitalizing its space with the help of Albany's organization. Now it's called the Wyandanch Village, says Babylon Deputy Town Supervisor Tony Martinez.
It's transforming a community that was socioeconomically distressed.
Construction started for Phase 1 in 2013, building multiple affordable apartment complexes with between 230 to 235 units, including one for senior citizens. After 10 years, they are almost done with Phase 1, and even though that seems long, Martinez says it was worth the wait.
This development has been very strategically, and in fact, we have strategic planning meetings on a monthly basis.
It's taken a very long time because there's a lot of moving parts to the project. I think so far they've completed about close to 400 units of housing and built a community center and a few other things.
David Winselberg has been reporting on the Wyandanch Village for years. He says tenants overall are happy.
He called it a godsend. They were looking to revitalize the area, make it into a nice walkable little downtown area for that village.
President of Albany's organization, Chris Albany, spoke to me on the phone. He told me the plan for the Syracuse Developmental Center calls for 4 different living units and would be done in 3 phases. Phase 1 includes 2 buildings with hundreds of units. The state will pay $29 million towards the massive demolition costs. But right now, Phase 1 should cost roughly $100 million with help from the New York State Housing Finance Agency. Albany says if the future tenant makes 60% less than the area median income, on average, a 1-bedroom would cost $1,000, a 2-bedroom $1,200, and a 3-bedroom $1,400. If you make above that amount, the price could be higher.
So taken as a whole, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. I feel like for the residents especially, it's been a very positive thing.
Overall, Martinez says Albany's has been a great neighbor to them.
If I were to say it's an organization with a heart.
The company is aiming to begin demolition in the beginning of next year.